it's David, and I'm here today to go over some criminal justice recap. I know this has always been an airsoft channel, but I also want to be able to incorporate real steel firearms, as well as anything criminal justice or law enforcement related. This is mainly because I'm going to school and trying to get a criminal justice degree. In fact, it's going to be my major. So this is actually going to be an incident that happened right here at my school. I'm going to try to do the best I can to keep all people's names anonymous and just go over as much as I can. The University of Alabama at Birmingham has its own newsletter called the Kaleidoscope. Not too long ago, the Kaleidoscope actually exposed one of its own graduate students, who is still in grad school, for being part of a white supremacist group. You would generally think that this is okay, but actually it's not. Flyers like these have been put up everywhere on campus. It says this: know your local fascist. Selma, bad. Birmingham, bad. Any town where governance has been handed to blacks, bad. I can actually survive in Birmingham because of how strongly segregated this place is. Meet so-and-so, UAB grad student and state coordinator for white supremacist group Identify Europa, aka American Identity Movement. For months he has recruited new members for IE and spread racist propaganda on campus. He is known to be especially active in Birmingham and in Huntsville. No tolerance for racists in our community. Disrupt fascist organizing wherever you see it. So I actually have a lot of concern about this because we have no idea whether this is some third party that ended up putting this there or if it was the university themselves, which causes a lot of concern for the safety of the students. Does this sound fucked up? Yeah, kinda. So already I'm seeing two issues. First one is the safety that the school guarantees to all of its students, and the second one is a violation of ethics. To explain to you guys exactly why this is a breach of someone's safety is because this person's name is already in this letter. Not only that, but the Kaleidoscope uses social media as a platform to spread all this information, so he's also on the internet as well. So the reason why this concerns me is because the school is not really guaranteeing his safety. His name's out there, anybody from the school or anybody outside can use an anonymous name, can send him hate mail, or can possibly threaten his life. Regardless of what this dude believes in, he is supporting his own beliefs just like any other student would. So you'd have students on campus who believes in Muslim pride, you would have people that believe in Black Lives Matter, any of that stuff. They could be affiliated with any type of activist group, but them posting that information on social media and exposing people is something that we'd like to call tagging. The criminal justice system uses the definition tagging almost every day. In fact, you'll most commonly hear it referred to as tagging an offender. What it does is expose one person's crimes to the whole world so that the rest of the world can eventually label this dude. That brings us to our second point, which is about the ethics. Ethically speaking, the university knows exactly what to do in this instance, but instead of doing the right thing, they ended up taking it a step farther and exposing this kid. First off, this wasn't a felony crime for him to share his ideas on the internet. No student suffers any real injury from his posts. Secondly, the student did not grant the school any kind of permission to use his face or his name, but did so publicly to shame him for his actions. And last, the school did not refer him to student conduct mandating that he see a conduct officer and discuss the repercussions or consequences of his post. He could have been expelled, suspended for going to any school activities or events, or so on, but he was shamed by the school. I'm just saying, hey, I don't personally agree with what the dude believes in, but if it were up to me, I'd handle it a totally different way. This kid is literally being tagged by his own school, but in this generation, you'll go to places like Berkeley, and the school will completely look past a student who was involved in an Antifa movement somewhere in Portland, Oregon, and caused mass violence. Like, I'm talking throwing bottles at people or punching people or stuff like that. No, Berkeley will look over that. It's because of what they believe in. At best, it shows that the school is actually attacking its own students for what they believe in. It wasn't anybody's business to begin with, but now that it's public, I know about it, the school knows about it. People are just flaming him. Let me show you this. I hope not to live in a society where putting someone's name out there gets them a slew of harassing emails, texts, and even death threats. I'm not enabling this guy or defending him, but the Kaleidoscope, you are putting him in a greater danger. As part of the university that promotes safety for its students, I would expect you to have other ethical approaches to deal with him instead of publicly exposing him. Expel him, have him cited for trespassing, whatever. But this is wrong no matter how offensive his stance is. It doesn't work like that. He doesn't get to choose to incite hatred and violence for others and feel safe in doing so. Heather Heyer is dead because of people with this mindset. The reason she's dead is because people like this are encouraged and allowed to coexist in our communities. If someone hates racial integration in 2019, then they can F out of the United States of America and find somewhere that only white people are. Racists and bigots deserve to be afraid to walk out of the front door. I can remember a time when people were too afraid to walk out of their own house. Yeah, that wasn't okay then, and it's not okay now. I find that to be quite disputable. From a criminal justice standpoint, this holds a lot of ethical safety concerns. A university publicizing one of its students on social media without their written consent for the purpose of exposing their political, social, or religious beliefs raises huge ethical concerns. They're also jeopardizing his safety, putting his name out like that in a generation that uses technology as an outlet to communicate anonymously and correspond with threatening messages, particularly with the youth. As a justice student, I am seriously concerned about the decision of Kaleidoscope to publicize its students while it claims to promote safety for them. So would you say that you sympathize with this Nazi then? There's that liberal logic again. You can definitely tell that she is not an English major, because God, she sucks at reading. I just think it is the best interest of everyone who isn't a literal Nazi to know which people around them are, and I will say it again, literal Nazis. I guess I'm more worried about everyone else's safety than I am of his. I'm more interested in the fact that if it was you, me, or anyone else being exposed by the campus organized paper, that they aren't doing it out of malice. I'd react just the same way if it was you or any other student on this campus. 1, because you are a student, and 2, because you haven't been convicted of a felony crime. In retrospect, if I was a local news station broadcasting the same story, it would be out of my hands to say something because that all falls within the realm of public information versus private information. I genuinely care about every student's safety, regardless of what their beliefs are, but given the circumstances, this is just the school tagging its students, and I'm not okay with those actions. If it were a felony crime, then I'd totally agree that Kaleidoscope, as a third-party public informant, are well within their right to share that information. At that point, this person has committed some form of criminal mischief that breaches the safety of student life on campus. At that given point, the school will at least consider expulsion, revoking his status as a student of the institution. It even looks better to say he did it instead of the school let him do it, because if the school expels him, then they aren't by definition letting him get away with it. Anyways, this is just my 2 cents for my criminal justice degree. This is my sophisticated perspective off of this incident. But anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I know you guys have some thoughts or feelings about this. I actually want to hear them. And again, I'm sorry if this video took so long, but I just think it had to be out there. So this is going to be it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you next time. Later.